If you like playing GTA Online, then I hope you're still not on the 360 or PS3. Rockstar announced that they will be shutting down the original versions of GTA Online on December 16th of this year. In this announcement, there's also a sentence you probably never thought you would read. Shark cards will no longer be sold for these versions only. That ends on September 15th. Also, there will be no character transfer from that gen onto the current gen. In-game statistics tracking via the Social Club will also end on September 16th, but not just for GTA. Stats tracking and online services for the PS3 and 360 versions of LA Noire and Max Payne 3 will also end. There will also be no more multiplayer for Max Payne 3 on the 360, which is a shame because that was really fun. But then it's not backwards compatible on the current Xbox for some odd reason. It almost feels like the end of an era, doesn't it? For many people, the 7th generation of consoles were almost like a golden age for Rockstar. A second golden age besides the PS2 era. Between GTA 4 and 5, we had Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, and Max Payne 3, and the introduction of multiplayer and online connectivity for Rockstar. Those days will be ending pretty soon, but it had a good run. After all these years and how another console gen came and went, support was going to end for this eventually. GTA Online on the 7th gen consoles hasn't even received any updates in nearly 6 years. In May of 2015, they had this to say about it on the Newswire. "We always knew that there might be a point where we would reach the technical capacity of what the older generation of consoles can handle, as each downloadable update requires additional memory, both for assets and for additional scripting. We have continued to optimize the entire game over time in order to squeeze as much memory as we possibly could out of the last generation hardware, and at some point, continuing to add content for those systems could cause the risk of instability to the game overall. In other words, it's console limitations." While this didn't completely kill support for the game, on the old consoles it was effectively stuck in the mid-2010s as far as the content went. I'm not sure how many people even still play GTA Online on the PS3 or 360 in 2021, but I'm sure Rockstar have their reasons for shutting it down. I mean, there's gotta be less people playing it than there used to be like 5 or 6 years ago, and maybe they just didn't want to deal with maintaining the outdated versions now that the enlarged and strengthened version of the game will be coming out this fall. By the way, still no word yet on the PC version of that, or any visuals or hints as to what they're going to change for the upcoming release in general, although given the power of the new platforms that the game will be running on, I wouldn't doubt that they're going to take full advantage of it for GTA Online updates for years to come, because at this point, I am anticipating this game lasting for a few more years at least. One more thing. Can you believe that GTA Online first began 8 years ago? I still remember the first time I ever attempted to play it. Strong emphasis on the word attempted, because you couldn't really do much from an infinite loading screen, could you? Not only that, I remember barely being able to get past the race at the beginning just because of how buggy it was. But soon enough, things stabilized a little, and it was a relatively strange, almost calm period for the game. No jetpacks, no oppressors, no orbital cannons, no businesses to run. Everybody wanted to do missions for Gerald. Everyone was trying to figure out what the hell JP meant. It was a very basic version of the game, almost like if GTA 3 was turned into an MMO. I think one of my fondest memories from the old gen GTA Online comes from the time that I glitched into North Yankton with some friends. It was pretty easy to do back then, it was a harmless glitch. There was nothing to even do there besides drive around, but it got patched anyway. I realized that the song West End Girls on Non-Stop Pop suited the area too. Something about the bleak, snowy environment just seemed right for that song. And in Online, the area still retained details like cars getting covered in snow and your character's walking animation changing when they walk into deep snow. And I remember my friends and I speculating that maybe they were going to make it as a playable area at some point. And they didn't. Hey, it was fun while it lasted though. But if you told us back then that we would still be on the same game 8 years later and that it'd be getting released again for the PS5 and the new Xbox, I think we would have laughed and said you were nuts. Oh yeah, and almost forgot, if there is anyone who's still playing Online on the 360 or PS3, are you still going to be buying one of these? I'm kind of surprised they didn't just cut off the sales for them on the older consoles immediately. Somehow, I don't think it's going to be worth it when the game gets discontinued, and when you can't even transfer your character or funds over.